Hi, friends, foes, and alike. Welcome back to the Reaction Channel. This is AP. Now, he's talking about daily goals and just goals in general. And I tend to get myself wrapped up in all my goals and striving for goals and all of this. And he goes being present beyond goals. Let's check what AP has, the wisdom he carries. Look very forward to sharing this and watching this as a family and seeing what we learn.
There be goals. Goals are not an issue, but the goals should not carry meanings. Financial, physical sustenance, that's all. Going to the gym. The goal has to be a meaningless goal. But if you'll start looking for meaning in this shop, all you will get is a lot of disappointment. Life is a meaningless affair, which means that meaning, if any, is contained within life, not in the objects of life.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Feels a little paradoxical, right? You know, there's no meaning, but because there's no meaning, there's intrinsic inner meaning. We evaluate the meaning, but it's not the goals that have the meaning. Okay.
So, in that you said that just look without looking for anything. So, I can understand little bit of it because even Krishnamurti keep on saying this thing time and again that just look without giving any name to the drishya that you are looking at. But when I implement this thing in my day-to-day life, I can't see my day without looking for any motive. So tomorrow is Monday. If I wake up tomorrow and as soon as I'll gain my consciousness, I have many motives in front of me, right? I need to log in for my office. I need to cook breakfast. I need to go outside for gym. So how can I just look without having any motive in my day-to-day life?
When we talked of that, we said that let there be goals. Goals are not an issue. But the goals should not carry meanings. The meaning either lies nowhere at all, or you could say the meaning lies in the game, not in the goal. So, in your day to day life, practically, obviously, you will have these goals. You have to go to your workplace, you have to go to this thing, that thing. Fine. Those goals are there. But you have to remember that ultimately going to your workplace yields you nothing. Maybe financial, physical sustenance, that's all. Going to the
It gives you resources, right? We need resources to survive. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know the best setup for humanity, but I do know that, most men go to work or women, whatever, to require resources for survival. That could be what we call money today, but they are resources. There's a means to an end. Just like going to the gym, we need physical health, so we have to go, despite if we really want to or not, to have health resources.
gym, in the final sense, yields you nothing. So, the illusion of meaning
Yes. Tell me.
has to be destroyed.
Okay.
The ego will otherwise keep looking for meaning where there can be no meaning.
Okay.
And in that lies a lot of suffering.
I bet.
So there is a goal, all right, there is a goal. But the goal, and this might sound strange, but try to understand. The goal has to be a meaningless goal.
Okay.
And when I say meaningless, I mean desireless. There can be no desire as such towards the goal. No fulfillment is possible from the goal. If the goal is achieved, your inner state remains one way. If the goal is not achieved, even then your inner state must remain the same way.
Okay. I really like this fundamentally. Irregardless if you achieve the goal or not, your inner state should stay absolutely the same. The goal in of itself, the end result, is not significant. It's a byproduct of showing up every day with an inner willpower. And more often than not, I think we reach those goals when we don't attach so much meaning to them. It's almost like if you have a goal, sometimes you have an intention and the end result sounds good, but it's just a process that you really enjoy. Maybe it's like filming videos like this. Maybe you're trying to start a YouTube channel. It's the only thing I can think of right now. Would I like to be successful with like millions of subscribers? Yes. If I just focus on that and I look at the small numbers of my videos, I'm going to draw out suffering. But if I realize that I just enjoy creating content, I enjoy creating things that I like to watch, so I'm assuming there's other people like me who would maybe enjoy watching the same stuff that I want to watch, and we can watch it as a family. If one day I can get paid to do this, great, because I love doing it anyway. But again, if I'm focused on the goal, millions of subscribers, then I'm suffering because I'm not even remotely close to that. So I think there's an inner state that has to be sustained despite if you reach your conclusion, your outcome that you want or not. The inner state should never change. So I think the goals are fine, of course, but it's the desire that leads to suffering. And there's a way to show up every single day. Because when you get a goal, you hit that mountain, there's always the next level. You're always going to want to evolve to the next level. And so if you're not enjoying the process to here, and you think that you're not going to suffer here, it is never ending, right? And so we want to make sure that we have an inner state of well-being despite what goals we think we want to achieve.
The fun must lie in the game, not in...
And this is his great point, is it's all a game. It's in the process. The game is, life is the game. Life is the game is that I don't know what happened, right? We wake up from unconsciousness in the morning and we're in this body. And I've been kind of identifying with like just being a stranger to my body. Like I'm renting it out. And because it's less me, I kind of value it more. I don't know if that makes sense. And so like, I want to go to the gym because I want to take care of this. I can use and operate my hands. There's a detachment away from my body. And so it just makes life a bit more sublime, a bit more interesting and unique when you don't even identify with your own physical property, if you will. I don't know if that helps anybody.
In the goal. Are you getting it? Obviously, one has a goal. There are so many people attending this session. I travel to this place for the session. So there are goals of that kind. The problem is when we attach unreasonable meanings to those goals. Then, as Sri Krishna said today, pleasure becomes happiness. Then that which is not possible from a thing, the thing starts standing for that. And then there will be a lot of disappointment and heartbreak.
True.
You want to go to that shop, go there, fine. And we all go to shops every day. You want to go to that shop, go there. But you should not expect to purchase meaning there. Because there is no meaning there. There is just the shop. You go to the shop, you want something, you want some washing powder, get washing powder from the shop, all right, finished. There can be no meaning there, and the world is a mega shop. There are things there. But if you start looking for meaning in this shop, all you will get is a lot of disappointment. Unfortunately, even when we get disappointment, we do not get disillusionment. So in spite of the disappointment, the illusion continues, which is quite strange. So many disappointments, yet the illusion continues. Nobody is disillusioned ever. You'll meet people who will say, oh, I'm so disappointed. But you'll never meet someone who will say, now I am disillusioned. People are never disillusioned. So they think, the meaning that they wanted was not available in one particular shop. So they will rush to the next shop. There is no meaning anywhere. It does not mean anything. Life is a meaningless affair, which means that meaning, if any, is contained within life, not in the objects of life. You must understand that life ultimately is just a meaningless thing. You might drop dead tomorrow. Tell me, what is the meaning of life? COVID came and so many, several lakhs, millions perished. What is the meaning of life? Please tell me. Is there any meaning to life? There is no meaning to life. Life is random. No meaning there. And equally, it can be said that meaning lies within the living one. It does not lie in the objects of life. Things happen, events happen, there is no meaning there. Look at them with equanimity. Yeah, things are happening. What is happening? Things are happening. No meaning. So something happened, and then
I think this is kind of hard for the psyche to wrap its head around, because we're taught that reality itself out here has existential meaning. Everything that happens to you, it's all very personalized, and we build a whole world narrative around it. And this is really a complete 180 of that. If you're going this way, it's really, you got to turn around and go that way. It's a different way of concocting reality. That you cannot fundamentally exist in reality without your inner awareness. And it's your inner awareness that fundamentally defines meaning. Okay, so you're the meaning power component. In a meaningless landscape, you can look at a picture. Let's pretend reality is a picture. You're looking at a nice picture. And you can start identifying with this picture in a million different ways. But it is you that's looking at that picture, that painting, and identifying meaning, color, energy. Every evaluation, you're actually fundamentally creating. Now, we have our programming as children where we're growing up, and people are teaching us about reality and life and all the intricacies of the matrix of reality. And so we've adopted a lot of meaning. And I think we need to boil it down to the essential, that we're the meaningful component. And we can attach a lot of meaning to a lot of different things, but I think what we tend to do is we attach meaning to a lot of our suffering. And we have our ego that's really the thing that we filter life through, which is this: we're a separate self that is completely fragile, and everything that happens to us keeps building a narrative that this is a fearful place, and without A, B, C, X, Y, and Z, we're going to suffer. But if you go the opposite route, is that fundamentally when you showed up here, you had an energy, an aura, a spirit, a spark, an inner flame that had so much juiciness for life. It was ready for the game. And it had no trauma or fear or depression or anxiety. It was a fully vibrant thing because it had no meaning associated to anything. Life was completely meaningless, but its existence itself had so much meaning. And so when we can kind of disassociate from the way that our minds have been programmed through mirroring the outer reality as the real and true only one meaning, we can therefore go within and fundamentally redefine what meaning in life is. And so even if you're living in your car and you have no roof, if you fundamentally are a vibrant human being, you're going to find the sacredness in that journey. You're going to feel enthused about that journey. You're going to feel alive about that journey, where 99% of people will suffer because they don't have a roof over their heads. So it's words are hard. Words are hard to really define the clarity that I'm kind of experiencing right now, where you don't need anything, even life itself, for meaning.
Somebody says, what does that mean? Oh, nothing. I lost 10 lakh rupees. What does that mean? Nothing. The loss is real, the meaning is not.
I watched a video of him explaining that as well. It's like when things happen, they really don't have any meaning. It's just all this association that we give it to. It's just a powerful way of, like, when something bad happens to you, to not start going, well, I deserved it. Well, why did this happen to me? I must be unlucky. You build all these stories. It's like, just let it go. The more you build momentum around a thing, the more you energetically create it as a vortex of energy within yourself. And most things that are negative, they have powerful meanings because we are powerful creators. We're very powerful creators. We don't give the piece that we have that much meaning because nothing's happening. So it's almost like we want to create more meaning, so we orchestrate more chaos. But I love how he explains this, how, like, it's just like things happen. Don't build a whole story about it. I love that.
The loss is real. It will reflect in your bank statement. You lost 10 lakh rupees. But is there any meaning to that? No, there is no meaning. Will you file a complaint now? Obviously you must. Will you try to recover it with the bank? Obviously you must. But even if you recover it, is there some meaning? No. So play the game.
Play the game.
Let the meaning be there in the game, not in the
game,
goal.
Baby.
So I should just remember that the final motive or final desire of my inner self is just to destroy my inner bondages, right? So whatever I'm doing outside, if that is helping me with that, then that is my correct action. Otherwise, any other action doesn't make sense.
Yes, if you can identify your inner bondages, obviously there will be an impetus to challenge them and get rid of them, and that's all very nice.
Okay, I got the answer. So, while writing down the notes, I have written one statement that death is an imagination for the ego. So, I can relate that death is an imagination for me. My death is an imagination for me, right? Because when I'll die, experience is no more there to experience the thing, right? But death in general is not an imagination for me because I can see the other person dying. I can, if I take example of you or me in this situation, then death, my death can be an imagination for me, but your death can't be an imagination for me. I can see you going. So how death is an imagination in
Do you know
general.
what happened when the man fell down? All you can see is the coconut falling, right? All else is imagination. All else is imagination. How do you know what really happened? And if you do not know what really happened, your definition of death will be limited to the fall of the coconut.
The body only.
Obviously. But when the ego thinks of death, what is it scared of? Reflect on it. Just the body dropping?
No.
It is scared of something else, right?
No.
Huh. Did you see that something else happening?
No.
What did you see?
The body is going.
The body is dropping. Now the ego was scared of death. And what the ego was scared of was just not the body dropping, but something else. Reflect on this. When you are in the moments when you are scared of death, what are you scared of? That the body will fall? Is that what you are scared of?
No.
There is something else that you are scared of, right?
Right.
Now you see a man dying. Now you see a man dying. Have you seen that something else happened to that man?
No.
You have just seen the coconut fall. That something else is an imagination. How do you know that something else has happened?
So, whatever you are saying that ego is concerned with, ego is just not concerned with the body, but something else.
Obviously,
So,
and
in the
that's the
other
reason,
words,
and that's
I
the
don't
reason,
take care of that thing.
and that's the reason why the ego must weave a lot of imaginary stories that when somebody dies, something from within flies to the other body and to the other universe. Doesn't this tell you that death is an imagination? Otherwise, why was there a need to weave all these imaginary stories?
Okay, I got the answer. Thank you.
Okay. We originally were talking about goals and moving beyond goals, and it really translated into meaning and just evaluating meaning on a fundamental level. I think if I can relate this information back to myself, I love creating and orchestrating the game. I love waking up and my ego says, "You're not worthy. You're not going to make anything of yourself. Why try? Be a glutton. Eat everything you want. Be lazy. Don't get up off the couch. Play video games all day." I mean, to me, you can find meaning in that if you want. But I know deep down fundamentally, my spirit thrives and the quality of my life is exponentially better when I don't listen to the lower self, the ego. And I do what I want, that I do what builds skill in myself. I don't know if it's because I'm a man, but I love crafting. And the biggest thing I love to craft is myself, not just my physical body, but my brain, my skill sets. I love to work endlessly hard. I've been like that since I was 12 years old and started working on a ranch, hauling hay on a hay monster and stacking hay bales that were bigger than I at the time. And going to school, playing high school sports, working right after that. I would go to school from 8 to 3, practice from 3 to 6, athletics, drive from 6 to 7 to work, and work from 7 to 11. And then drive home from 11 to 12 and repeat the process. Did that for years. And I loved it. And there's something about working tremendously hard, but also I think when I look at my life, the funnest times were, I was working really hard, but also I was just chill. Like, I knew deep down there was a knowing, or I call faith, that it was all leading to something. And so the process was really extraordinarily fun. It was really extraordinarily fun. It didn't matter if I was working in a cubicle and doing internet customer service for an internet provider or sitting in a class for 45 minutes or whatever it is and learning about a subject. My mind was constantly consumed by learning. And I think that is the best word for what makes me feel high value in my days is when I'm learning. When I feel like I'm learning something. Because I think learning something is expanding yourself, not just your intellect, but also I think when I'm too attached to my goals or too attached to trying to make money, it doesn't come as quick. It's like when I just thrive with my inner spirit, my inner tune, and just dance its passionate pursuits. Now, when you're going after goals and singular focus goals, there's a lot of repetitions that must be done to reach a high level of mastery. And not every day do we want to do those. Again, we could revert to our feelings and just do how we feel, but that's short-sighted. And I feel like we all should strive to build a quality life. Because if we all individually, as billions of people, strive to build a quality life, wouldn't in essence the world be a more quality space? But if people are not building themselves in a right frame of mind and they get lured down to the gutter of despair, that's a dark place. And that creates dark outcomes. People don't have good behaviors. People are half alive. People are very emotionally volatile. People make poor choices because they have a poor conception of themselves and a poor conception of their reality. So I think we should always strive up. That's my philosophy. Anyway, I appreciate for any of you guys who actually stayed till the end of this video. You guys are rock stars, and hopefully there was a little something special in the conclusion here that helped benefit your life. If you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe or follow. I am working on my subscriptions. They should be up by the end of this week if you're interested in subscribing to the page. But please like this video. Please comment as well. All these things help push the algorithm in these videos forward to other people who may benefit from AP's teachings and a little 2 cents that I add on top of that. So anyway, I appreciate you guys very much. Thanks for being here, and I will catch you guys on the next reaction video. Hope you have a very wonderful day. Take care, and bye-bye.